before we get into today's episode, I just want to wish everyone a happy new year. This is the first episode of the year, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to sit down and do something a little different, a little bit more reflective, and a little bit more personal. Over the last week, I was scrolling through social media, and I actually saw another coach sharing their personal goals for the year. Nothing over the top, nothing dramatic, just on a list of the things that he wanted to work towards. Seeing that made me think it would actually be a good idea to do the same myself and share mine openly. I've done something like this for the last few years, but I've never really spoken about it publicly. The original idea came from a client of mine. We were having a general conversation about training and life, and he mentioned how every year he writes down a list of goals that are a mix of big goals and small ones. That idea really stuck with me, so I thought I'd just try it myself. Since then, it's been something that I've been doing and something that I've been coming back to every year. This episode isn't about telling anyone what they should do and what they shouldn't. It's more about sharing the ideas, sharing how I think about goals, why I have a mix of big ones and some small ones together, and why I think that the approach makes things easy to stick to in the long run. So guys, for the first time in 2026, welcome to the MH Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Miles Harrison, and today we're going to be going over my 10 goals for 2026. Let's get straight into it. When I write my goals, I don't just put them in a note app and then forget about them. I put them somewhere I'm going to see regularly. In the past, that's been on the fridge, on my phone wallpaper, or as part of the vision board. Last year, I used my phone wallpaper, and every time I picked up my phone, I was reminded of what I wanted to work towards. I also like having a mix of goals. Some should be feeling a bit uncomfortable and stretch you, some should feel small and almost boring, and some are just there because they make life better or more enjoyable. If everything feels massive and serious, it gets overwhelming. If everything feels too easy, you don't really move forward. The other thing that's important to me is understanding that goals aren't just about outcomes. The outcomes are useful, but it doesn't mean much. Unless you think about what you're actually going to do on a day-to-day basis to move yourself towards that goal. That's generally how I think about inputs and outputs. I don't overcomplicate it. God, some things don't change this year, but it keeps me honest and grounded. With that in mind, I'll go through my 10 goals for 2026 and explain each one on the list. Goal number 1, get the podcast to 100 sessions. This one has been building for a while. I generally enjoy doing the podcast. It helps me think clearly, reflects on my own training and coaching, and explain ideas properly rather than just reacting to things online. The aim here isn't to really chase numbers or downloads. It's about consistency and building something over time. If I show up regularly and keep recording, the rest tends to look after itself. Goal number 2. I want to get 100 kg on the Olympic lift cleans. This is a performance goal that's been sitting in the background for quite a bit. I'm currently at 90 kg, so quite close. And I know there's more there if I'm consistent and patient at it. Because of that, a lot of my training this year is going to be based around moving that lift forward. Not rushing it, but actually respecting the process. It's a good reminder that numbers only move when your habits line up properly. Goal number 3, play my 10th round of golf and get a new set. This one needs a bit of context. I'm pretty still new at golf and I'm nowhere near anywhere good. And the clubs I'm using at the moment were actually given to me by my brother. They've been absolutely fine, and that's kind of the point. I don't want to rush out and invest in new clubs straight away because I haven't really earned it. So I've set the agreement with myself that if I play 10 rounds of golf this year, I'll invest in some new sets. It keeps it low pressure, focus on actually showing up and playing, and stops me buying gear for something I'm not properly committing to yet. Goal number 4, complete 2 courses. This one's on the list because I like learning. I've always have. It doesn't always have to be training related either. It could be business, nutrition, personal development, or something completely different. The main thing for me is continuing to move forward and not standing still. Completing 2 courses will feel like a good balance between learning something new and actually finishing it, rather than just jumping between a load of things and never really going deep into any of them. Goal number 5, get below 3 kg. This isn't about chasing a number for the sake of it. I felt my best, moved my best, and recovered my best when I've been around 73 before in the past. I like having a measurable target, and body weight can be useful if it's used properly, but performance always comes first. If I start getting closer to 73 kg and I notice that performance is starting to drop, then I'll reassess. The goal is to move better, recover better, and perform better. The number just gives me something to reference. Goal number 6, grow the newsletter to 100 subscribers. On paper, 100 subscribers is a massive number really, but it represents something meaningful to me. It means that people are choosing to stay connected and actually read what I put out. I like this goal because it encourages consistency, just like the podcast really, rather than perfection. Writing regularly, sharing useful thoughts, and letting it grow naturally without forcing it. Goal number 7 is to drink more than 1 litre of water every day. This is probably the most boring goal on the list, but I think it's one of the most important. People don't hydrate enough, and a lot of small issues I see, whether that's fatigue, headaches, poor recovery, or just feeling flat, often comes back to not drinking enough water. It's not exciting, guys, but it supports everything else. Training feels better, recovery feels better, concentration improves. It's a simple habit that makes a massive difference. Goal number 8, minimal of 8,000 steps per day. This one fits nicely along the hydration goal. It's about daily movement outside of a gym. Walking more helps with recovery, supports general health, and it just helps you feeling better day to day. It doesn't need to be complicated, it just needs to be consistent. Nearly there, guys, with goal number 9, bigger arms. I'd like to train hard. I enjoy lifting, and I fancy putting a bit more size on my arms, especially my biceps. I know it's quite a vain goal. I mean, to be fair, all goals should be kind of vain, but it's not really something that's deep or meaningful. Some are just there because I want them to be there. And last but not least, guys, goal number 10, complete the MH Performance Project version 1. This is a big one, guys. The aim here is to create a system that improves performance, gives people structure, and gives them the knowledge to actually apply what they are doing, whether that's in the gym, on the pitch, or day to day. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be finished. Version 1, something that people can use, and when it's ready, the people listening to this will be the first one to know, and the first one to be involved. Right, guys, let's wrap this all up. The reason why I wanted to share these goals isn't for external accountability or validation. It's mainly for me. Writing them down, seeing them regularly, and being honest about why they're in there. So it helps me, keeps my focus. If you're setting goals for this year, keep them simple, keep them visible, and make sure they actually fit into your life. A mix of big and small goals goes a long way. If you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, share it with someone who's setting goals for the year, or drop me a message and tell me what you're working towards. And for the first time this year, guys, as always, keep training and improve your performance. I'll see you all in the next episode.